Hello and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so I've not released some videos of recently. That's because I was away with work, and away I meant by I'm actually not in my house. I'm away. So I've been travelling around hotels working on bits. I took my Xbox with me. I couldn't take all my setup with me and to do videos and stuff because it just been too much stuff to carry. I did take my Xbox with me. However, the first two hotels I stayed in didn't have Wi-Fi. I know, in 2021, a hotel doesn't have Wi-Fi. How crap was that? So I was really bored. So yeah, I was bored. So I went to the pub a lot. But so I managed to eventually pay my Xbox on the final night in a hotel. Had Wi-Fi. Thank you, Premier Inn, for that. Name drop there. But yes, I've been away, so I've not been able to do much in the way of videos, and I've not been able to get to meet up with Red Dead Pan to do some podcasts. But we are going to do one tomorrow. It's Friday now. We're going to do one tomorrow, and I'll get that out by Tuesday. But as of now, today, I'm back. So let's get on with some news, shall we? And the first bit of news is the E3. I think it's set for June sometime. It's not on here, so I've got this information here. It's not on here when it is. I think it's June 23rd. Oh no, June 12th, is it? Oh, I'm not sure. Anyway, following the acquisition by Microsoft, Bethesda will join Xbox on stage for a joint presentation at E3. So yes, Xbox and Bethesda now. Before it was said they was going to be doing their own separate E3s. Now they've actually come together and they're going to join up and do a joint show, which will be excellent and very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. I wonder how long it'll be, because usually they're about an hour and a half long, so I wonder if this will drag out to 2 plus maybe 3 hours, so they can highlight both sides, all their games, Xbox games and Bethesda titles, which I know both sides have a lot of, and hopefully we'll see some gameplay. It is hinted at we will see a lot of not only just new games we've not heard yet and seen yet, but there will be gameplay. So let's move on with the news. So this year's Microsoft, Nintendo and a bevy of other developers will be in attendance at the first ever virtual E3 showcase starting June 12th. Oh, June 12th. Sony and EA, however, elected to opt out of E3's return in favour of their own independent gaming showcases. Yes, we're all hyped for another state of play, aren't we? Ouch. Yeah. So, yeah. Bethesda's merger with Xbox Game Studios prompted several questions about the exclusivity of upcoming projects by the former Starfield. Starfield, the upcoming original IP from Bethesda, has yet to be officially confirmed an Xbox PC exclusive, though it's heavily suspected. There has been very heavy hints that it is Xbox exclusive. I'm surprised the media is still running, saying it's not been confirmed. It's always been confirmed, pretty much. I would say it's 90% likely exclusive to Xbox and PC. I can't remember the people now. It's been on Twitter, but there's been various people saying it's going to be Xbox and PC exclusive. Phil said it's going to be exclusive to Game Pass platforms. I'm not too much sure where you can go from all that. So, you know, rumours speculate the release window for Starfield will be in 2022. I've heard it's going to be a 2022 title, but there is no confirmation as of this writing. Yes, but there is a rumour that Tom Cruise will be playing a character in the Starfield game. I don't know if you've seen Colt Eastwood's recent videos, and a recent video and showing quite a lot of the detail and sort of what's involved in Starfield. Check that out, that's quite good actually. So yeah, what you were looking forward from that? I'm quite hyped about the news of that. I do love Bethesda. Weren't I really keen on Fallout 76? That was a bit let down. Didn't play Fallout 4 to be honest, because I played 3. I'll give Fallout 4 a shot. It was too samey for me, and there's too many other games going on. I was too involved in too many things like coding and stuff at the time, so I couldn't commit to it as much as I'd like to. Fallout 70, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, Fallout 3, all day long, dude. I'm really looking forward to this kind of futuristic setting, especially with all the customization and stuff they're going to throw into it. From what I've seen and heard, you've got character customization and ship internal and external customization is what I've heard. So I'm really looking forward to that. A lot of detail. But I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about Bethesda titles, Xbox titles, and E3 in general. Do you think it's a waste of time? Honestly, I don't think it is. It's the biggest gaming event which everyone gets hyped for. No one's getting hyped for these little silly digital events that companies are doing. No one gets hyped or really. A lot of them get just passed over, or you just watch them the following day or following week even, because they're just not that dramatic. E3, however, is like, if you're in the UK, the Glastonbury of events. It's just big and bold. I think in Woodstock would be the equivalent in America. It's just big and bold. Everyone wants to be there. Everyone wants to see it. Everyone wants to watch it when it happens. When they're just little events, you're just not overly fussed. You just sort of you read it in the media the following day. So let me know what you think about that. Let's move on to the next bit of gaming news. Okay, let's move into Biomutant. So there's a game called Biomutant, third party, it's multi-platform, called Biomutant that's going to be releasing soon. Now, the news about this is, I've said this all along, many gamers said this all along, because when the console was first released, PS5, Xbox, games were running better on the PS5. Now, some deluded gamers were under the impression that the games were running better on PS5 because the PS5 was more powerful. Now, just remember that, what I just said there. They were saying the games run better on PS5 because it's more powerful. But as the time is going on, as I said this would happen, games are starting to run better on the Xbox Series X. Now, this is down to developers having the PS5 up to a year, I think a year and a half longer than Xbox Series X. They had the dev kits longer, so they were able to work with them, yada 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 with them. So PlayStation had the lead. Now that lead is irrelevant. It's becoming irrelevant now, as they have sort of more or less, they both get up to speed on both consoles. And as that happens, Xbox Series X is notably taking the lead because it's the more powerful console. However, you've got a lot of PlayStation fanboys now saying it's the developers' fault now. So when let's just get your minds around this. When the game's running better on PlayStation 5, it's because the PlayStation 5 is more powerful. Now they're claiming when the game's running better on the Xbox Series X, it's not because the Xbox Series X is more powerful, but because the developers are being paid by Microsoft to hold back the games. Yes, that's what they actually claim. They are actually that deluded and that stupid and that toxic that they think developers are holding back the PS5. Even though the Xbox Series X is more powerful. It has more CUs, more GPU, it has more CPU, it's more powerful, it even has a bigger hard drive. It's more powerful, but they think the PS5 is being held back. It's weird. But anyway, let me get on to the real news. Biomutant game. The developers have come out, TH Nordic and Experiment 101. Publishers, TH Nordic. Usually technical issues with games are something us gamers have to discover for ourselves when we buy new games as an unpleasant Xmas gift. Unfortunately, the developer Experiment 101 and the publisher THQ Nordic decided to do something really rare and be transparent about the issues. So when they recently launched a series of trailers showing Biomutant running for different formats, they added this for the PlayStation 5. Now this is what they said about the PlayStation 5 version. The footage you're about to see has been captured on a retail PS5. With this build, the option for native 4K on PlayStation 5 has been deactivated due to stability and performance related reasons. What you see here is 1080p 60 FPS upscaled to 4K 60 FPS. It will remain deactivated for the release version too. It will not be native current gen experience. More information on that will follow soon. Because the PS5 just isn't powerful. The game that just released on the PlayStation 5, Returnal, House Marquee said a similar thing, that the crashes and issues with the game, they said, is down to the PlayStation console itself, not them. And that's House Marquee actually working on exclusive to PlayStation. But they jumped on House Marquee and started having to go at them, go, no, PlayStation. I don't know why they will just do anything. It's almost like Sony have become like a father figure or something like that. They will just do anything to defend Sony. They need to call Sony out instead of defending them. What's more funny about this? This is brilliant trolling by the publisher themselves at the PlayStation fanbase. So later they clarified that this does not apply to Xbox Series X and wrote Xbox Series X will have native 4K at launch, not upscaled. So just bear that in mind. So PS5 person replied, when someone on Twitter wrote that this will make them lose gamers with PlayStation 5, they simply replied, better than unhappy customers.
Design team, we need to make a new look which has to be practical and handy. That one guy, how about nuts?
So there, they're just being honest. I don't know what you want from them. They're being honest. They've come out and said, we were just being honest with you, we're telling you how it is. If you don't want to buy the game, then don't buy the game, basically. But don't be salty about it. Don't complain to us about it. It's the console. What you should be doing is complain to Sony. Why are Sony fanboys so toxic against developers? All they do is big up Sony about being good for developers, about Xbox holding back developers. But I've never known such a fan base to be so toxic against developers, and not toxic against their own sort of brand that they're just loyally blind to. Sony, just call Sony out. Ask Sony what these problems are. Ask why there's these issues with the PlayStation 5 that keep coming up, and are just going to get worse and worse and worse over time. But I just think that's an interesting bit of news. I don't really care about the resolution now. I just think it's just a good bit of news that they've come forward, been honest with it, which is what we need to see from developers more often. But also the Sony fanboy that's come out and said, "Oh, we're not going to buy your game." Then they're like, "Okay, fine. We prefer happy customers over sort of lying to customers," which a lot of publishers and developers do these days. So yeah, good for THQ Nordic, and I will hopefully get my Xbox Series X soon so I can play it in 4K native as opposed to 1080p. Let's move on to the next bit of news. So Sony is apparently looking to release more than 25 PlayStation 5 games under its PlayStation Studios brand, and nearly half of them will not be sequels or spin-offs, according to Wired's interview with PlayStation Studio lead and former Guerrilla Games manager-director Herman Hulst. That could theoretically be a lot more games than the four first-party Sony titles we already know about, which is Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet & Clank, God of War, Gran Turismo 7. Sorry. I just want to take issue with this, firstly. Right, when the PlayStation 5 was announced back last year, firstly we had the whole We Believe in Generations thing, and these games, so all these games will be PlayStation 5 exclusive. Then they announced Horizon Forbidden West as actually coming out on PlayStation 4, so it wouldn't be PlayStation 5 exclusive. And then they didn't put a label with the God of War Ragnarok. But what irks me more is that they also said Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok and Gran Turismo 7 were released in 2021. So they sold their console, they sold their product, and gave that bit of hope. So please buy a product for £500 and you will get these massive AAA titles next year. And a lot of people bought. God, I've seen some of the people that not devout Sony fanboys have actually come out and called them out on it and said, "Wait a minute, you said these games are releasing this year." Now they've not come out and said they're not releasing this year, but the fact that they've delayed Gran Turismo 7 until 2022, which they have come out and said, and they've been completely silent on the other two. They've not shown gameplay, and I very much doubt that these two games will both release at the same time at the end of this year, or even the summer. I very much doubt they even drop both these games in the same year anyway. I said this right at the beginning when they first announced that we will have these 3 games next year. I immediately knew what Sony was doing. They were doing their own the old smoke and mirrors where they make out they're releasing stuff to get hype for the console and for people to buy the console, only for them to pull the plug on it and go, actually no, we're not doing that. Kind of like the Generations thing where all our games are going to be exclusive and then they're not going to be exclusive. We're pretending they're actually going to be on PS4 as well. So I'm taking, firstly I just want to say so, I'm taking this whole 25 games thing with a massive pinch of salt. I mean, to say we've got 25 games in development, okay, so what? You know, Xbox could come out tomorrow and go, yeah, we've got 100 games in development. We're not going to tell you what they are or anything. And you know, they're not saying when these are coming out. This could be for the entire 7-year duration of the console. You know, so it's not really that much to get hyped up about. You know, if Xbox come out and said, yeah, we've got 30 games in development, it means nothing. Unless I actually see something and know actually whereabouts when these games release. Just telling me we've got 30 games, we're making 30 games, that's a given really. You're just going to assume they've got 14 studios, you're just going to assume they're at least making 1 game each, which would be 14 games, and then some of them will make, obviously, more games. So, you know, it's not big, and then Xbox studios have got Xbox have got what, 27 studios now. So let's just assume all their studios are making a game. That's 27 games plus some of them working on 2 games at a time. So they're looking to have 35, 40 games in production. But if they come out and just said, yeah, we're making 40 games, I wouldn't go yay, and then knock one out over that. I'd just go, okay, whatever's. And then just wait for them to be these games to be announced. How big these titles are, how small they are, when they're coming or anything. So it's a bit kind of. I feel like it's a knee-jerk reaction to Xbox really coming out with lots of good news, and they've sort of saying, hey, don't forget about us. We've got 25 games coming, and people should be saying, okay, fine. What are they? You can't name any of these 25 games. Any of them? You're just not going to name any of them, no? Just keep quiet. People go, oh no, wait for them to do their own little. No, they've had how many state of plays? They've not at least hinted at any. Nothing. But anyway, let's move on. I sort of floated off there with a rump. So they're going to make 25 games. Sony has also not completely. This is interesting. Where does it say this? Sony also may not be completely on the hook for producing all of these games that are unaccounted for, though. The PlayStation Studios brand is a bit murky when it was first announced. The head of global marketing at Sony. It doesn't mean that we outright own the developer, but it just means we bought it up as a first party. In a lot of cases, we don't own the developer. Right, see, so they're not even, possibly won't even all be first party. So some of these might be second or third party. Some of them might even be just indies. But let's look at where it says a bit further down. It has something interesting, that these games might even be exclusive. Can't even find it now. It's also worth noting that these games won't necessarily be exclusive to the PS5. MLB The Show 21 is a PlayStation Studios game that's available on Xbox, and Horizon Zero Dawn has gotten somewhat troubled port. But also Horizon Zero Dawn 2 has already been said to be on PlayStation 4, so that's also not PlayStation 5 exclusive. So yes, these games, some of them could be on PlayStation, PS4, some of them could be on PC, some of them could go to Xbox. There's nothing that's said yet that they're exclusive, that these 25 games are exclusive. That's the interesting fact to take from this. So have what you will about that. What do you think about that? Of these 25 games? I mean, are you excited for 25 unknown games coming out? If so, are you excited for the unannounced Xbox games coming out? Are you, or are you more announced for the 20 they've already announced than the 20 that they've not announced? I mean, this is a bit. It's just, I think it's a bit, almost in a way, sort of disingenuous, a bit deceiving. I think they should just, if they've got games to show, they should at least show 5 of them. There we go. Just show 5 of these games that you just named. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. And the final topic is sales, because people like to get weirdly moist over sales still. Even in 2021, when the majority of people buy their games digitally, it's been said by Sony, Xbox, what they're called, Forbes recently done a piece on it, saying Xbox are leading the way by not focusing on console sales, but more platforms and software, because that's where your profit is. But some people like to still highlight sales, because I'm not sure how it benefits them. As I've said in many videos, I'm not sure how sales of the console benefits them in any way other than to piss. Is a pissing sort of competition to them. They can piss higher. But the thing is, these people that are pissing high have got really small penises. That's the thing. They're boasting about pissing high, but their penises are tiny. Because what I mean by that, metaphorically, is that the PlayStation 5 is weaker and it's got less consoles, less games announced so far. But it's apparently got more sales. So it is basically like a guy with a little penis that's pissing higher than a guy with a massive penis. And the guy with a massive penis is sort of looking at him and saying, yeah, patting him on the back, and sort of not really impressed, which you probably wouldn't want to pat someone on the back while you're standing next to them taking a piss. But that's what's happening generally. What a weird analogy. I don't know why I've gone into that. Let's move on with this news. So, Sony sales. According to a new report from Ampere Analysis, Sony's PlayStation 5 console is so far leading Xbox Series X and S in sales during the first quarter of this calendar year. And Ampere revealed that both the standard PS5 and digital edition sibling have sold a combined 2.83 million units to consumers by the end of March. This is over twice as much as the Xbox Series X, which has sold 1.3 million, which we don't know because we have no sales of the console. So I've always found it interesting when they just get these numbers from. They just pull the Xbox sales out of where from, and you go to them, where are you getting these numbers from? I don't know. Okay, you're just going to make up the Xbox numbers, yeah? And then compare the numbers of shipped consoles to that number that you just made up, and then put it out on social media, and then watch the console wars just go mad over numbers that you've just made up. Brilliant. This is a fantastic journalism. Hurrah! That said, Ampere analyst Piers Harding Rolls, what the fuck is that his name? Noted that because both consoles families are supply constrained due to yada yada yada. Sony said last month that it has shipped 3.3 million PS5 consoles in the first quarter. So they're getting the old shipped and sales sort of confused there. They're using shipped and sold numbers, which is wrong. Shipped is you leave your warehouse and you send it to a shop. Sold is actually someone, a player, a gamer, you and me, buy that console. So to confuse shipped and sales is completely stupid. You shouldn't mix the two. They're completely different. I could ship 1,000 consoles to a shop, but only one person might buy that console. That's why you shouldn't really give ship numbers, because it's very misleading. Xbox no longer shares specific sales figures. They've not done for years, for about 5 years. But you're still just going to make them up. So it's hard to know. There. Yes, exactly. It's hard to know if you're just going to estimate or just make it up. Indeed, both Sony and Microsoft continue to struggle with shortages. But the figure that they're not mentioned here, they mentioned here scalped. The amount they've just not mentioned. Oh yeah, scalpers. Here we go. Sony last year said 3.3 million PS5 consoles in the first quarter, meaning many units did not make their way to customers and could instead be held by scalpers. Yes, that is the main point what I keep getting at. Why are they still... not only are they giving numbers, false numbers, for the Xbox, for example, but you're giving ship numbers, which is a bit misleading, but you're also not taking into account how many of these consoles are being scalped. And this is what's the stupid thing about people still comparing sales and boasting about sales. These consoles are being bought by idiots and then stuck on shelves waiting for more idiots to buy them. I don't know why you would boast about scalping. I don't know why you would hype scalping. I don't know why you would make sort of scalping, promote scalping. That's what you're doing. Don't talk figures, don't talk sales. We've got no actual factual numbers, and scalped figures do not help consoles, do not help the businesses, because a console sitting on a shelf with no games being bought for it means it's dead money. It means, because all consoles are sold at a loss, you see, let me explain this. All consoles are sold at a loss, so every scalped console bought, it means Sony have made a loss on it, but they make money back from the software sales. But if it's sitting on a shelf, it's making most software sales, so it's not benefiting Sony at all. It's not benefit Sony at all, unless the scalper sells that console. Now, if he sells it for £500 or less, then he will sell it. If he's selling it for £1,000, then it's going to keep sitting on that fucking shelf, isn't it? No one's going to buy it. Actually, I'm wrong. There are absolute shills and stupid people that buy them, that are buying them for more than £1,000 because they're absolute idiots. They are idiots. They're not gamers at all. They're idiots. Right? If you can spend £1,000 or £1,500 on a gaming device, buy a PC. Your whole bragging rights about over console and PC gaming is consoles are cheaper, that you're getting sort of a decent PC for half the price. But when you go and buy a fucking PS5 for a grand, your argument goes absolutely out the window. Buy a fucking PC, you moron. Why are you buying a console? Oh, the exclusives. What? The exclusives? What exclusives? The games so far are coming out on PS4, apart from Demon's Souls, which is also on PS3, which you could probably play through emulators on the PC. Stop it. Stop buying scalped consoles and stop comparing sales. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to end that here because my cat's having a go at me. Please like and share this out. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll get now back into my normal routine and I'll get some throw some funny little videos that I like doing and stuff. My channel seems to make sort of a bit of a change. I've been talking to Graphic God. If you don't know who Graphic God is, Joel J. He makes does videos, intros, all stuff like that. Look him up. Great fella. I'm talking to him now about making some changes to my avatar and adding some new things and doing some videos and things like that. So look out for those. It won't be in the near future. I'll be looking way ahead. But I'm looking to do some sort of things, evolve my channel, make it a little bit better. Because it's very basic at the moment. Please look out for me and Red Dead Panda doing our next podcast. Now we can get back on those. We'll probably be making a video tomorrow, so that should probably drop about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But thank you for watching. Please, thank you all for the support so far. I've got 290 subscribers now. Thank you all for the support. Keep it going, keep it real, and goodbye for now.